guys, this is a battle report brought by Landon Elf. This is going to be 2,500 points, Ogres versus Wood Elves. We rolled up Battle for the Pass. This is my list. I have a Spellweaver, Lore of Death, level 4 Power Stone. I also brought Durthu as my general. He's a big bad tree man. He's also a level 1 Beast Mage. I have my BSB with a Talisman of Preservation, Enchanted Shield, and a Azrai Spear. A little Scroll Caddy, a couple units of Glade Guard with poison shots. 23 Eternal Guard, he'll be my Mage Bunker. 10 Wild Riders with the Gleaming Pennant and Shields. These guys are supposed to be pretty good. A Tree Man, 2 Great Eagles, and 2 units of Way Watchers. We'll see how those guys do. My opponent's list from memory is a Tyrant. I know he had a great weapon with some 2-up, 4-up. 2 Wizards, I think they're called Butchers. One has the Hellheart. A BSB with pretty good defense. Bulls, Iron Guts, which is where he bunkered his unit of characters, 4 Mournfang, 2 Saber Tusks, a really nasty unit of Man-Eaters, and an Iron Blaster. Here we go. Alright, this is our deployment. He deployed very aggressively. I tried to deploy where I could get him in bow range and 24-inch magic missile range first turn, but I made sure to stay out of the range of those Man-Eaters. Those Man-Eaters have Swift Stride and Swiftness, so they are very fast and they're going to get in my face quickly. I'm very glad to have a river right there, but I don't know how much it'll help. He actually put his Mournfang in the backfield along with some Ogre Bulls. It may seem like a questionable decision. It actually ended up being pretty smart because it blocked my Way Watchers. I was really hoping to get those Way Watchers behind those Mournfang and just light them up with impunity, but now I could not find anywhere. I could not fit them in with scouts, so I had to just deploy them in front. So I'm a little nervous about those guys. I put Durthu in that forest just for now to kind of hide behind that building from the Iron Blaster. But also the forest would provide him a +1 to cast. He's only level 1, so I really need all the help I can get to cast Wisans, which is the spell he took. My Metal Singer took Searing Doom, and my level 4 took Purple Sun, Soul Quench, Doom and Darkness, and I think one other spell that I never even ended up casting. So I got some pretty good spells. He has Curse of Anrin here, Wisans, Troll Guts, and then one other spell that he never gets off. I don't remember. So it's looking to be a pretty interesting game. So let's see what happens. Here's a picture of his first turn. He got the first turn. I actually vanguarded the Wild Riders up a little bit, but not too far because I was scared of those Man-Eaters. They have a really far charge arc right now. Basically, he uses Man-Eaters to pick off a couple of my Wild Riders. He moved everything a little bit forward, and he took a shot at my Tree Man over there to the right, and he did 3 wounds to it with the Iron Blaster. Otherwise, pretty uneventful. I was able to shut down his magic pretty well, so it was a pretty good turn. Alright, here's my turn 1. I go pretty crazy. He actually got Curse of Anrin here off on the Wild Riders. I forgot about that. So I lost a couple of them, moving them to get a good good position on the Man-Eaters. I put my Great Eagles to stop the character busts on the top of the screen. I'm really nervous about those guys. He's got 4 characters and a unit of 6 Iron Guts with a Dragonhide banner, so those guys can pretty much take down whatever I have. I unloaded a lot of poison shots into the Man-Eaters and actually managed to kill 2. And I forgot to mention earlier that that red building in the middle is actually a haunted mansion, and it managed to do 4 wounds to the Man-Eaters. So those Man-Eaters are hurting pretty bad right now. I also got Doom and Darkness and Soul Quench on them, so they're hurting pretty bad. So they're desperately trying to get into combat. I put something like all 14 of my Way Watchers unloaded into the Mournfang. I think I got 12 hits and didn't roll a single 5 to wound, so I was pretty mad at that. So the Mournfang are laughing at me now. Everything's moving forward. I'm getting a little nervous. Here's his turn 2. As you can see, he kills the Great Eagle. The Eagle redirects the character bus. he reforms the man-eaters to try to take some shots at the wild riders. He's really scared of those apparently, but he doesn't really do anything to them. I'm able to his magic's a whiff. He rolls pretty low on the winds of magic and then tries to dispel my doom and darkness. Just remains in play, but he actually fails to dispel it, so he's really frustrated here. He doesn't really get anything else accomplished this game. So this turn, I'm sorry, and so very, very bad turn for Ogres. Alright, this is turn 2 for Wood Elves. I actually positioned that Wounded Tree Man to try to redirect his character bust. And then I moved Durthu up to take advantage of his flank. Hopefully, if that Tree Man can hold, I can get Durthu into the flank and really do some work. As you can tell, the Wild Riders charged the Man-Eaters, who stood and shot, and thanks to the forest, did not do any wounds. And I Durthu managed to get a Wissan's wild form onto those Wild Riders. So I was really scared of those Man-Eaters, but I really underestimated Wild Riders, especially with Wissan's, because they just went and cleaned house. I killed the Man-Eaters to the man, and that was before my mounts even got to attack. So I just deleted that unit, overran and stopped at that Haunted Mansion. I'm looking really good here. Frustratingly, my Way Watchers just open up on the Mournfang, and just what will be a problem for the rest of this game is I think I hit like 12 out of 14 Way Watcher shots, but don't roll a single 5 to wound, so I just cannot get wounds on these Mournfang. So it becomes more and more frustrating, but otherwise it was a fairly good turn. Before I forget, my opponent had brought the Hellheart, if you saw on his list, and I really hate this item, but he activated it on this turn because he was kind of being kind of cheeky here. He kind of really surprised me. Durthu is actually a level 1 beast wizard, and so when his intention was to activate the Hellheart and cause me to have a miscast, cause at least Durthu to have a miscast, and possibly eat up a lot of the spell dice. Even Durthu can shrug off a lot of those miscasts, but if I lose the spell die or power dice, then I can be in, I can basically lose my entire phase. So he rolls it needing he rolls a d6 needing a 2 to hit Durthu, a 5 to hit my Metal Wizard, and a 6 to hit my Spellweaver, and he rolls a 1 so the Hellheart does nothing. I felt kind of bad for him, but then again, the Hellheart is a really dumb magic item, so I didn't feel too bad for him. So I was really happy with that. Alright, this is turn 3 for the Ogres. As you can see, he really surprises me here. He charges the Mournfang into the Tree Man up in the top of the screen. I didn't expect that. So he maximized his Mournfang, and so when he charged his character bus in, he didn't have to maximize. I think we played that right. So it allowed him to have a really, really ideal overrun path, so he could overrun into Durthu. The Tree Man held up pretty well, but the Tyrant, who was just like strength 7, 4 or 5 attacks, he just came in and finished off Tree Man. The Tree Man actually survived all the impact hits and all of the Mournfang, but the Tyrant alone finished him off. So the Mournfang reformed to take down those Way Watchers that can't hit anything, and then the character bus overran into Durthu. So Durthu's a little bit worried, but this is what I brought Durthu for, so I'm thinking he can win this fight. So we'll see. Otherwise, his bulls actually rally, and I think magic's pretty uneventful for him here. Oh, also the Iron Blaster shoots off my BSB on my Great Stag, so he hits it, wounds it, and I fail my 4 up. So that's not good. I got some Glade Guard over there that really need that leadership, or that leadership reroll. So we'll see what happens. Okay, and this is the turn to end all turns. This was great. First off, in Magic, I rolled a really good Winds of Magic, and as you saw, I brought the Power Stone, so I went ahead and activated that, and I just threw a 6 dice Purple Sun into that combat with Durthu. I don't know if I mentioned, but last combat Durthu took like 3 wounds from the Tyrant, and I think only gave 1 back. So I was losing this fight, so I was getting desperate. I really don't want to lose Durthu. He's 385 points, plus he's my general, so He's a lot of points. So I just threw that purple sun into that unit. I killed like 3 ogres, one of the wizards, and it got far enough to actually hit the Mournfang unit and killed 3 Mournfangs. So that purple sun killed more Mournfang than I killed with the Way Watchers all game. So that was great. I also generated enough dice from the Lore of Death lore attribute to cast, I believe, Soul Quench, Doom and Darkness, and I think I did the Sig spell from Death to take out the Iron Blaster as well. So this was a fantastic thing, and I'm really respecting the power of the Lore of Death. Durthu still manages somehow to lose combat, but he sticks on a stubborn 10. The Wild Riders, as you see, getting position to help support the to charge the Iron Blaster that was killed by magic. All right, this is Ogre turn 4. I don't really think I don't know if you can really see it. The Mournfang actually positions to try to get a flank on Durthu next turn, but Durthu's down to his last wound, so I'm getting nervous here. The Haunted Mansion zaps my eagle. That's just going to try to redirect those bulls. Those bulls can't really do anything in the bottom left corner. But he takes a wound, but he's not too worried about it. He's still going to do his job. I actually forgot to mention last turn that I actually miscast on one of those 5 spells I cast, but it ended up doing a wound to each of my wizards. Here, however, the Way Watchers did manage to finish off the Mournfang and do like 1 more wound to him that he needed. So yay, the Way Watchers shot every single turn and managed to get 2 wounds all game. Really disappointed. I know they're great, but I just cannot roll a 5 for some reason. The character bus, I think I've managed to get about 3 or 4 wounds on the Tyrant, but the Tyrant just keeps beating Durthu down. I don't understand it. I think he's on a leadership 6 rerollable due to Doom and Darkness, and he's Soul Quenched, or I believe that's a spell where he's -1 strength and -1 toughness, but he just managed to beat Durthu in the fight, in the challenge. So don't know what to do here, but I think Durthu's about to get taken down. Alright, this is Wood Elf's turn. As you can see, Durthu dies, and the Tyrants rotate around to, I guess, try to take some Way Watchers, and the Ogre Bulls kill the Eagle. I don't think I've mentioned this before. There were some Sabertusks wandering around the board, but I actually just used the Lore of Death Sig spell to snipe them. I just threw 1 dice at it, and with leadership 4, the Sabertusks really can get killed by the leadership spells. But here, basically, all he has left is his character bus with like 1 or 2 Iron Guts left, and his BSB and his Wizard. So some of my friends have always expressed frustration at trying to kill Ogre characters, because as we play it, that Monstrous Infantry, you have to allocate wounds at less than 5 models. Some people play at 3, we play at 5. So as soon as he's down to 5 rank and file models, he has to start allocating, and he just allocates those wounds to his T5 characters with ward saves, and I just cannot get wounds through. So at this point, he becomes a pin cushion, and the arrows just bounce off. So it's kind of a race to whittle this unit down before the end of the game. I'll just go ahead and do all of turn 5 and turn 6 here. They were just, it's just me throwing spells and arrows at his character bus. After tons and tons of Way Watchers, magic missiles, and Soul Quench and poison shots, I managed to get him down to. I managed to kill the last Iron Gut, leaving his BSB, Wizard, and Tyrant left. So I did get the points for the unit, but I just had no shot at killing all those characters. He doesn't get any more points from me at this point. He just can't catch me. The Wild Riders elect not to charge. He actually gets a Wissan's off on his unit and a Curse of Anrin here off on the Wild Rider. So I don't really think I can handle that fight. So I just elect to keep shooting him. I get the points, but I don't get the characters. A little disappointing, but that's kind of how Ogres go. The characters you just can't get unless you break them. So here are the final results. It's a Wood Elf win over Ogres by a little over 600 points. I felt like it was a pretty good game. He had some bad luck in the shooting and magic phase, but he kind of made up for it in the combat. Uh, some final thoughts. Overall, Ogres really hate death magic. They have low initiative and low leadership already, so Doom and Darkness really hurts them, and things like Purple Sun, they just take a ton of wounds off of them. So I think that's pretty common knowledge. I really like Death Magic. I'm learning to like it more. Level 2 struggle versus level 4s. So in 2,500 points, I think it's important to bring a level 4 or at least a level 3. Otherwise, you can see yourself losing a lot of casts because just because you get outdiced. Wild Rat. This is one of the first games I played with Wood Elves, and I've learned the Wild Riders are very good. Weight Watchers are also very good, but on paper, but they struggle versus T4. So I've really got to get those things I shoot. I got to get their toughness down if I shoot them with Weight Watchers. Again, as everyone knows, the Dispel Scroll really mandatory, especially at these higher point games. It can shut down a magic phase. Finally, the most important lesson: don't fight ogre characters, especially if you're a Wood Elf player. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.